Hi and welcome, I am Helle, and in this video I will share my top 10 most anticipated games for Spiel Essen 2024. I have been through the list with more than 1,100 games, and I have selected just 10 games for my list. And I do think it has been tough because I think there is a lot of great games that are going to come out this year. But in this one, I'm going to share my top 10 picks. And let's get started with my list. On number 10th spot, I have Snefuru, Builders of the Pyramids. And this is a tile placement game where we are all going to be architects and we are going to build our own pyramid. And the player that builds the largest pyramid is going to win the game. In the game you are going to buy tiles, and you need to pay with food and you need to pay with time. And the way you can get food is that when you build your pyramid, if you want to build the same symbols, if you make an area with the same symbol that is going to be closed, then you will gain food. So as you build your pyramid, you can gain food. You try to build some of the same symbols next to each other and then close the areas to get food. And then you will pay with food and time when you get new tiles. And the mechanic with spending time when you buy tiles, that reminded me of patchwork. So in this game, the player that is the furthest behind, you're going to move a little ship when you use your time, and the player that is furthest behind is going to be the active player and get to take their turn. So you could get maybe 2 turns in a row if you are the player furthest behind. And this reminded me of Patchwork, which is a 2-player game, also tile placement, but works differently. But you are going to spend time in the same manner. So I'm intrigued with this game, and this plays with up to 4 players. And on my spot number 9, we have Sparks. And this looks like a very cute little robot game where you're going to build robots. You're going to have your own factory, and you're going to have little cute animal cards as helpers that are going to help you to build your robots. This is a dice drafting game where the active player is going to draft a number of dice, and then all other players, they also get to draft 1 die. So all players, they get to do something on each player's turn. And then you need to collect your helpers that can help you in working in your factory and then building lots of cute robots. And the designers behind this game, they have also been behind Sakura and Revive, which are 2 games that I really enjoy playing too, that I think are great. So I'm anticipated about this game to see what this one brings. And on my spot number 8, I have Spectacular. And this is a tile and dice draftman game where you're going to draft landscape tiles and you're going to draft dice which you're going to place on your landscape. So you're going to try and connect the same type of landscape, because that is going to score you points at the end of the game if you have hearts in the area. Kind of like in King Domino, you're going to score your landscapes in that way. And then you also have animals that you can score for, and that reminds me a bit of Cascadia. So this game seems like it's a mix of Cascadia and King Domino, but in this game all players, they get to draft dice at the same time, dice or tiles at the same time. So everyone gets to do something at the same time, and it plays up with 6 players. So yeah, I like both King Domino and Cascadia. So I'm intrigued to see what this game will bring. And on my spot number 7, we have Minas, Dawn of the Bronze Age. And in this game we are playing as leaders of a minion clan in charge of the first European civilization. We are going to build cities, monuments, new routes, and we're going to fight off outsiders. We'll draft dice and assign dice to the board's different action slots. With lower value dice you can get stronger actions, but with higher value dice they will help you climb the tracks and gain benefits. During the action phase, each player activates their dice from highest to lowest. When you place an action dice, it can get bumped to a less powerful action if a lower value dice is placed in the same action space. This means that you can't for sure know which action benefit you're going to get for your placed action dice. And also you have to think, I think this seems like a very thinky, crunchy Euro game, because you have to think about in which order you're going to place your dice, since you will activate from highest to lowest. And then you can gain different benefits depending on if you choose lower numbered dice or higher valued dice. Seems like a game where you have a lot of different things you can do. And on spot number 6, I have Romantic Sakura. And this is my first co-op game on the list. And this is a game where you can play with up to 6 players. And it's a tile placement game where you have, with Sakura, it's about Japan, the landscape of Japan you're going to have on the tiles. And in this game there's about 40 achievements you can find in 6 boxes in the game. So this is a game where you're going to reveal stuff as you play the game. And I do like both co-op and I do like games where you will reveal things as you play the game. So that intrigued me with this one. And then I never got to play the first version of Romantic. And I'm always on lookout for games where you can play with a higher player count and also cooperative games. So that is why I have Romantic Sakura on my spot number 6. And on spot number 5, I have AI 100% Human. And in this game, we're going to build our own AI. And this is a card drafting game where you're going to draft cards like in 7 Wonders or It's a Wonderful World. And you're going to draft cards, pass them to the other player in the same manner. And then you're going to play a card to your board. You're going to build a 3x5 grid. And each time you play a card, you will immediately score it. So you have to think of which cards you want to play now and which ones you want to save and play them later. And you want to get something going that can give you a lot of points. So you want to draft things that fit well together. So it seems like it's a thinky game in the way of card drafting, which card you're going to get. And there was something with that you do have a reserve where you can have 2 cards. So when you draft a card, you can play that card, or you can put it to your reserve and play a card from your reserve. So I'm intrigued. I do like both It's a Wonderful World and 7 Wonders. So I'm interested to see what this game will bring. And on spot number 4, I have Saltfjord. And this is a Euro dice drafting placement game and also tile placement game, because you're going to have your own board where you're going to place tiles, and you can then activate columns or rows with placing dice. And this does use the same mechanics as Santa Maria, if you're familiar with Santa Maria, with the dice placement and activating of your board. So you're going to improve yourself, you're going to be better during the game. There's more tiles you get to your board, there's more things you can activate. In this game we are going fishing. We have our own fishing company. We're going to go out and fish and find the fish or lobsters or different stuff in the sea, and then we need to bring it back home. And this looks really, really cool. And I think I like the thing where you're going out fishing and you don't know what you're going to get. So you're going to flip a tile, and then this further you go out, maybe the better catch you can get. And this looks like a fun game where you have some kind of luck element in it too, where you're also going to be, what will I catch when I do flip these tiles over? And on my spot number 3, I have Firefighters On Duty. And this is a cooperative game. And I haven't been able to find that many cooperative games that I was interested in this year. But this is one. And in this game we are firefighters. We need to work together and take control of the fires, extinguish fires that are going to happen. And this game has an element of real time where you're going to have 2 minutes where you are going to act and do stuff. this is from the same designers as Project Elite, which is a game I very much enjoy. And so I look forward to this take with it, where you're going to be firefighters. Instead of fighting fighting different monsters, you're going to, or aliens, you're going to fight against fire. So that is my spot number 3. And on my spot number 2, I have Endeavor Deep Sea. And this is a game where you're going to have little submarines. We're going to dive. We're going to explore. And this is a sequel to Endeavor Age of Sail. It's not going to be the same, but it's a sequel. It uses some of the same mechanics, which I do enjoy in that game. And in this game, you're going to reveal tiles as you play. So you're going to discover areas as you play the game. So you don't have a map that's going to be the same all the time. It's going to be different when you play it. So it looks like there are lots of more happening in a different way in this game. And I do enjoy playing Endeavor a lot with my daughter Lena, and I think this one is going to be perfect for us. And it looks cute with those little submarines. So that is my number 2 game on my list. And now to my number 1 spot on the list. Tea Garden. That is my number 1 spot. And this is a deck building game. And this is all about producing tea and building tea houses. And then of course you're going to build up your deck so you can have a good engine going with your deck. And it seems like a fun thing. You're going to have cards and you're going to use your cards. It seems like on a turn you could have up to 3 actions, but you can play more cards on the same action spot to make it more powerful, to get more. And then maybe you would only get 2 actions instead of 3 actions in a turn. So you have some decisions you have to make with your cards. And then of course I like the element where you're going to build up your deck, so you will have more powerful cards in your deck. So this seems like a good deck building game that does have simple rules to it, so it's easy to learn, but there should be enough for it to make it very enjoyable. So that is my game number 1 on the list, and that was my 10 games I have on my list. And of course I have plenty more games that I want to look for. And I'm also going to make one more list, because I think there was so many other smaller, quicker games that I thought looked fun. So I will make a second list that will come up maybe next week. But it will definitely come up before I go to Essen Spiel. And then you could think I was finished with my list, but I'm not. I actually have one more game I want to mention. And that is a special extra little game I have on my list that I definitely also think I want to get. I'm pretty sure I want to get it if I can get my hands on it. And this is called Kingdom Legacy, Kingdom Feudal. But this is a solo game. It's a 6-hour legacy solo game. So and I look forward to see how this is going to be played. And it's just a little deck of cards. It doesn't seem, it's pretty small, the deck itself. But yeah, I'm intrigued about this, and I want to definitely see if I can get my hands on that game. But that was just an extra game I wanted to mention on my list here. But I am hyped. I look forward to go to Essen. I look forward to all the rush and hopefully getting to try a lot of the games I have on the list. Some of them I know I want to buy them. Most of the games I have on my top 10 I always want to buy, but some of them I might want to try first. But I'm pretty sure I want all these I have on my list. But hey, we'll see. And I will be back soon with another little top 10. And then after that it's just going to be Essen time. And I will of course vlog and make things from Essen. If you have any games you think that I would also be interested in, or maybe that you are interested in, then feel free to share them in the comments. But that was my top 10. Thanks for watching.